Hi everybody, this is Steve from Steve's Daily Tarot. Doing a little longer presentation for you today. I keep getting the question from beginners, how do you know which deck is best for you? There's a whole bunch of decks out there. We did a written, printed thing on this, probably a year ago on the website. But since we're on YouTube now, I decided I'd go ahead and list my 6 favorites, starting with the 6th one and working up to the first one. And what we have in front of you is the Universal Waite Tarot. Now this is a standard Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it was recolored by Mary Hanson-Roberts, which makes it really cool. Let me show you and that's what's in front of you. I'm doing 4 of the major arcana so you can get a look at them. Come back in here, and we're going to do the 3s just for the heck of it to see what those are like. I'm going to do this with every deck that we go through today just so you get an idea of what's happening. Now we have the 3s lined up, and you notice this deck is a softer version. If you are familiar with the original RWS deck, this is a softer version. It glows more. It has this... It just amazes me what a change in the color palette can do to make a deck more relatable. Okay, so let's move this one out of the way. Make this all gone. And the next one that we want to look at is the Crystal Visions Tarot, which is that guy. And the Crystal Visions Tarot, this is, again, all of these are going to be Rider-Waite-Smith based. That is the system that you want to start with if you're starting with it. There we have the Magician, the Lovers, the Devil, and the Tower, which is what we had in the last one. You notice there's a much different feeling in this deck. It has a lot of pinks, it has a lot of purples. It's a very feminine deck. Most of the characters that are shown in it are female, and it just is a different look. The artwork, as you notice, is just absolutely superb. It's a mystical deck. It seems to have a spirit of its own. There's a couple of cards you need to watch out for. That's like the 7 of Cups, the 7 of Swords, 6 of Coins. They don't fit the standard RWS deck system, but if you're a bit more experienced, this is a good deck to have. Let's put the 3s out here and see what you see. These are going to be a little different from the last one we did, which is the idea. Every artist has their own particular thing when they come into tarot. You notice these are a different look, definitely, than the last deck that you saw. If I come in here real quick, I'm just going to grab the 3 of Cups. There's your 3 of Cups. There and there are the 3 of Cups. See the differences? This is a brighter, this is a little darker. It's a little more feminine, although this is also a feminine card. The 3 of Wands, this is very different. There's your 3 of Wands, and here's the 3 of Wands from the... Okay, you may prefer one or the other. It doesn't make any difference, actually. You just pick the one that resonates with you, and that's what you go with. Get all these put together. There we go. The next one that we're going to deal with is the Morgan-Greer deck. And again, here's the Magician, Lovers, the Devil, and the Tower. Now notice this is, in this deck they've gone more head and shoulders. There's a closer up, more personal look. You would use this reading, or I would use this deck for readings that are of a more personal nature as opposed to a more general nature. We use this a lot with questions that come in on relationships. So that being said, let's do the threes. Three of Pentacles and Three of Swords. And you notice that the colors seem to be deeper, a little bit richer. There's a different look and a feel to it. If this deck resonates with you, by all means get it. Move this guy out of the way. Here we go. Next one we have in is the Robin Wood deck. Now this is a very nature-themed deck. Again, it's based in the Rider-Waite system, but it has a lot of nature and natural things going on in it. If you are a person who enjoys the nature and so on, you can see the Magician with a deer's antlers and all this. The lovers are outside. The tower is a different look. Tower is a really different look from the ones before. Just so you remember, here's the Magician. And there's the Magician. Okay, let's look at the threes. There we go. Again, different colors, different looks, but the same basic symbols. The Three of Swords is maybe a little bit softer here than it is in the other decks. That's either good or bad, depending upon how you like it. We use this deck a lot for demonstration. When we're trying to teach tarot classes, we use this a lot for our demos. Next one up is a Hanson-Roberts. Now these are a little smaller. Let me give you an example. Here's the Magician, and here's the Magician. So a little bit smaller. These are regular playing card size. So if you have smaller hands, or you find it difficult to shuffle a deck, or if you just want something to carry in your pocket or your purse, this is a really good deck for you. Now, this is the Hanson-Roberts deck. Can you read that? Maybe. Camera won't focus. Okay, so Hanson-Roberts it's designed and put together by Mary Hanson-Roberts, and it has a really nice vibe to it. It's soft, it's more gentle, it's an easier look, and as I say, it fits your hand better for some people. If you have smaller hands, this is a really good one. And there's the threes. You can see the difference as we've gone through this, that each artist has their own particular style. Each artist has their own particular idea of how this should work and what it means to them. So that's number 2, and we'll come down here to number 1. And number 1 is, if you haven't already guessed, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is the original from back in the early 1900s. This is the one that changed everything around. Decks before this used to have what we call pip cards, which all of the minor arcana were just a number, like your standard playing cards are now. And this went through and it put figures, characters into the minor arcana. There's your 3. And there. So my primary recommendation, the place to start, all of these are based on this particular deck of cards, the Rider-Waite system. And most of the readers, I would say 90% of the readers today, use some kind of a deck that is based in that system. Let me come back here just a second and give you a really quick. Here is, let's get these out of the way. You can see the difference. I'll go back to where we started. You know what, going? Okay, there's the standard Rider-Waite, and there's the Magician. You can see the differences in coloration. The one on the right is Mary Hanson-Roberts, who did the coloring on it, and it just seems to glow out of there. And the one on the left is a harder image. It's more contrasty, it's harder, it's not as soft and gentle. So, they are pretty much exactly the same thing except for the coloration. So pick the one that you like and go with that. Hope this has been of use to you and helpful for you. Thank you for your attention, and namaste.